Alright, welcome back to another one of my bikes. Welcome back to the channel, and here is one of my other bikes from my collection. This is my 1992 Standard Shorty. This bike I purchased it a couple of years back. It was a bike that somebody had left outside of their yard for about 4 years. So this thing was completely rotted, as you saw by the pictures when I first started the video. A few pictures of it as how I found it. So this bike was originally all aluminum, not aluminum, but sorry, all chrome. But because of the amount of time that it had been sitting outside, the chrome was completely pitted, rotted, and could not be saved. So this is why we decided to powder the bike instead. So everything's been powder coated from start to finish, front, forks, and frame. Everything else is just as you see it. Parts on this bike include my favorite all-time bar ends, the Odyssey hammerheads, which are getting a little harder to find. Got ODI grips. We've got Tech 77s, of course, my favorite brake levers with the Odyssey gyro cables. This is the Hoffman Patriot bars, which are also getting harder to find nowadays. They still can be found, but I can't seem to find them new anymore. Most of them are used. Got a GT mini stem on here, which is really cool. Don't see too many of those either, and it fits perfectly with the build on that. Standard Byke company decals, which I had to buy as a kit because this is not what would have come on this bike back then. Diacomp Nippon replica brakes. We've got the Maxxis Grifter tires, which are my favorite tire for riding in the skate parks. These tires are really grippy. I really like them a lot. Good for the bowls, good for just general riding. Comes with Joytech hubs. These were added on. The original wheels that were on here, they were Peregrine 48s, but the hubs were just destroyed, meaning that they were completely flaked away and pitting, and to have them re-chromed would have been way too much money. There's like $300 or $400 to have them re-chromed. We've got the Y22 rims, demolition pegs. Another, again, standard decal. This I had to order directly from Standard because they don't make the original decals for this bike anymore. Harrow unidirectional sprocket. We have Fiction Odin cranks. And some generic pedals here, as well as the 990s in the rear. Just a generic seat post. We have the SC seat with the little ball opener in the back. And again, Maxxis Grifter tires in the rear with the ACS freewheel in the back. KMC chain. A couple of little things I like about this bike is the uniqueness of this dropout here. It's curved. This I think was on the first and second year only. After that, they started going to a straight straight chainstay in the back. This bike was completely destroyed by corrosion and rust. I got it from a guy on Facebook Marketplace who had no idea what he had, and he sold it to me for $100. And I gladly accepted. I didn't see at the time when I bought it because it was at night time, and I just wanted to make the transaction quickly. So it did come with originally GT bars on it and a GT piston stem, and again the Peregrine 48s. The original grips and brake levers were all destroyed. They were just melted off, and the levers were seized solid. All the cables were seized. Everything was seized. The chain I had to cut off with a cut-off wheel. So yeah, it was in really bad shape when I got it. This thing is one of my favorite bikes to ride in the summer. It rides so smooth. It's built like a tank. And a little backstory on this one: when I bought it, we didn't know what kind of bike it was at first because it had one decal on it that said Basic. And in Canada, there was a company in, I believe it's Winnipeg, or correct me if I'm wrong, Basic Bikes, which were the designers of Standard bikes before Standard started building in-house. And I actually got to talk to the gentleman who created Basic Bikes, and I heard it right from him saying if there's a serial number underneath, it's a Standard. If there's no serial number underneath, it's a Basic bike. This one does have a serial number stamped underneath the bottom bracket, which makes it a Standard bike. And also, one unique thing with this bike is it has the down tube and the seat post tube, which pierce the bottom bracket for extra stability or extra strength, I guess, if you want to call it. And there's only a few of those bikes that were done like that. And oh yeah, Peregrine clamp, which were caught on eBay, new old stock. What else? That's pretty much it with this bike. It's a very straightforward bike. Nothing over the top with it, but I do love it. It rides amazing, and this one is going to be in my collection for quite some time. I don't plan on ever selling this one. I don't think, because they're pretty rare, and you know, they don't make them like this anymore. Standard still exists, of course, today. They still make amazing bikes, but not like this. This one's pretty much bulletproof. I put this thing through its paces at the skate park. Never let me down once, and I plan on doing that very soon as well. So I'm glad you liked it. Again, you know, watch, share, subscribe, and I'll be doing another one very shortly. Take care.